finally getting to that point where they're fed up. This is an interesting election right now because it comes up next Tuesday, and I'm in St. Louis, as you mentioned. I go back and forth between here and Los Angeles, and I have a secret location, by the way, in Dallas, which I don't tell anybody about. I love Texas. But I've got to say, people are just, they're done. They're done with the political system. And Democrats in the St. Louis area who are up for election and re-election, they don't want anything to do with it. I mean, if the president today, and this is a sad state of affairs, the president today said, look, I want to come to St. Louis and campaign for you. They don't want him here. And it's unfortunate. It truly is. I mean, people need to trust their politicians, and we're just not getting that. I mean, Barack Obama, when he came out with his, and these are the mistakes he made, Alex. When he first came into office, had a tremendous mandate. People wanted him in. People wanted nothing to do with George Bush anymore. He picked up on the bailout system exactly the way George Bush had presented it and was funding it, and he just carried the ball into the end zone the same way. He then immediately went into his health care program without thinking it through, and everything he has done administratively has fallen short, whether it's battling ISIS in the Middle East or, naming a czar on Ebola who is nowhere to be found. Everything he has touched has just not turned out the way it should. And people have finally gotten to a point where they say, we're done. I hate to exist in 2 years before another election, and we'll talk about those candidates in a moment. But people are going to be limping to the finish line with this president. And I'm nonpartisan, as you well know. We don't talk politics on Coast to Coast. So you're getting some of my personal views here. We're at a point in this country where unless we get some people in office, like the Ron Pauls, we are in serious, serious shape.
George Noory, I totally agree with you. I see a major political realignment where it doesn't take people 4 or 5 years to wake up to a political party or a political group lying to them. People are waking up in months now. And if the Republicans, who are probably going to sweep the House and the Senate next week, despite massive election fraud and illegals voting, if they don't deliver some basic tax relief, some basic corruption reform, dial back the police state, if they don't stop the lying, it is going to become very destructive. And then you realize there is a political group behind all this that wants to wreck the country, that wants to basically destroy confidence. So how do you not trust the liars, but at the same time have enough confidence for society to still work together? Because as you said, when people stop trusting everything, then society really does collapse. I mean, there's extremes of both sides.
No doubt. I believe that the people like Alex Jones who come forward and tell the truth based on your own investigations, based on what you see, you just don't spout things out. You're not one of those talk show hosts that just throws out opinions. You check first. You research first. You quote articles. I've seen this happen time and time again where people have tried to come after you for saying something, and you've got sources behind you all the way up your arm.
Sure, if I didn't, I would have been sued into oblivion.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so what is happening now, and I think in the long run, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I think the American people will win out over this gross stupidity that is happening around this country right now. What we have lost in government is the most simplest thing, and that's common sense. They're just not doing things that are for the people. And, the greedy money barons have taken over, and the multi-level corporations are pushing their agenda. And in the long run, though it's going to be a rough road, we're going to win. There's no doubt in my mind we're going to win.
I agree with you.
They can't shut us up.
That's right.
They can't stop us.
Can't stop the signal. George Noory, coasttocoastam.com, beyondbelief.com for his hit TV show, coasttocoastam.com, beyondbelief.com. We're going to come back and talk about how he thinks we'll win, what he sees in this new election coming up, and what he thinks of lame duck Obama and his executive orders. Will Obama end up getting impeached if he starts power grabbing after the election?
My Magic Mud is a tooth whitening powder that removes plaque and detoxifies your mouth. It's safe for your enamel, giving you a beautiful polish and a dentist-like clean after every use. My Magic Mud is also the perfect remedy for pain caused by sensitivity. It strengthens your teeth and gums for a strong, healthy smile. The ingredients are 100% natural and it's safe for children. Simply brush with My Magic Mud right before bedtime for a cleaning you can count on. Visit mymagicmud.com.
Warnings of an American collapse hit us nearly every day. Gear up while you still can with Infidel Body Armor. Don't spend between $500 and $600. Infidel is available for just $374.99 with free shipping within the U.S. Made in America and legal in all 50 states. Resist tyranny with Infidel Body Armor. Buy yours today at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Spelled INFIDEL BodyArmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
Aging starts at the cellular level. When cells become toxic, they die early and aging sets in. In the past decade, we have witnessed unparalleled scientific discoveries. During that period, key patented compounds have focused on mitochondrial growth, nerve growth, and rejuvenation. But no one has put together a formula that focuses directly on brain health, nerve growth factors, and optimizing your cellular energy at the same time. We now have the synergistic solution, DNA Force, just one of the key compounds. BioPQQ is backed by major clinical studies and over 175 PubMed-listed published studies. You want the best that's out there at the lowest price anywhere? The ultimate value, cutting-edge, trailblazing game changer that also supports the InfoWar. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. DNA Force from InfoWars Life.
Hi folks, Ronnie McMullen here for Life Change Tea. Healthcare is a problem, whether you're for or against Obamacare. It's a mess. My question is, who do you trust? Do you want to be told what to do, or do you want to make your own decision? My opinion, preventative maintenance. Keeping your colon clean is preventative maintenance. A little exercise, a balanced diet, and drinking Life Change Tea. It tastes great, and it helps with constipation, high cholesterol, liver problems, acid reflux, and much, much more. And with the holiday season upon us, you can get some extra tea for free. Don't wait for Obama. Make your own decision. Order now. Call us at 928-308-0408. That's 928-308-0408. Or you can log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Ridding yourself of harmful toxins is truly preventative maintenance. Getthetea.com.
Digestive health is key to wellness, and Pro-EM1 is the key to digestive health. Pro-EM1 is a daily liquid probiotic that improves food absorption and supports weight loss by removing toxins from your system. Recommended by doctors, Pro-EM1 is 100% natural, organic, non-GMO, wheat, soy, gluten, and dairy-free. Call us today at 888-611-8025 or visit ProEM1.com to save over $25 on your order. That's 888-611-8025 or PROEM1.com.
I'm watching and waiting for the right time to take everything you own. I love a dark house.
Don't be the next victim of a break-in. Go to faketv.com and discover a device that creates the illusion someone is inside watching TV and makes your home unappealing to would-be thieves.
Don't these people ever leave?
Starting at $24.95, and there's free shipping. Go to faketv.com or ask for it at your local hardware store. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
It seems like yesterday, my friends, but it was long ago. I've been going on George's show. It's got to be 13, 14 years now. And I thought about it. Half my life I've been on air. More than half my life. Pretty hard to believe how time flies by so quickly. George Noory is our guest, coasttocoastam.com. I'm your host, Alex Jones, and I'm on here during the day. He's on overnight and with the Coast to Coast sensation. And he's here with us today. In the long segment coming up, we'll get more into Ebola and other issues. But Ferguson continues to blow up. and I know that you have a home and are broadcasting right now from very close to there. I'm concerned that when it comes out they're not going to indict this cop, that all Hades is going to break loose. It already has been. And I'm not defending police state tactics. Our own reporters got shot with rubber bullets for no reason. But it did turn out the cop told the truth and was in danger, and it was a justified shooting. But people say they don't care if it's been proven that, to be a justified shooting. CNN, MSNBC are still race baiting it. Are they hoping for some racial blow-up as a diversion for Obama?
I don't think they're hoping, Alex, for a racial blow-up, but I'm concerned that it could happen. You know, I went through the Detroit riots back in the 60s. And about a month or so ago, when I was back in St. Louis, I went out to Ferguson and looked at the area during the daytime. And, you know, it's a small area. I mean, it doesn't look like a huge war zone like you see on CNN. But it's upsetting because businesses have boarded up their places and they're trying to stay open. And, you know, you go by it and see, you know, wood all over the place, boarding up the windows. You don't even know if they're open or not. So those people are really getting hit. And they're suffering the most. The worst part about it is you got a lot of infiltrators coming in from outside of the St. Louis area now who are just coming in for their own publicity or just to, you know, rabble-rouse and to do things like that. Now, you're absolutely right. The police officer apparently had to defend himself. Why in God's name that this individual had to tussle with the cops is beyond me. He should have just merely said, you know, okay, I'm getting out of the street, which is what the police wanted in the first place. Just don't walk down the middle of this road. And, you know, they told him get out, and all age broke loose between the cop and the individual, and he got killed. Now, was it excessive? Did he fire off too many bullets? I think this problem would have started even if he had shot once, even if the police officer had shot him one time.
Point is, the cop told the truth, and some of the other locals lied, but other black witnesses confirmed what later came out in video and witnesses. So I just don't get everybody staking the whole world on this event when it's not even an example of a cop being out of control. There's plenty of examples of police doing bad stuff, and a lot of times they end up getting in trouble now. I just think only scapegoating the police feeds into this balkanization program the system wants, where it's an us against them mentality. And I think that's why the controlled media tries to promote a police state on one hand, but also blame the police for everything at the same time. It's like saying, oh, look, they have all these armored vehicles in Ferguson. Well, who gave it to them? The Attorney General was blaming local police when their training and armor came from Homeland Security, George.
We have friends here who are local police officers, Alex, and many of them have scheduled vacation time coming up. They have been told no vacation time right now. You've got to be on hold. So they're anticipating the potential of problems if and when the ruling on the indictment or non-indictment comes through on the police officer. And you're right, the speculation is that the officer is not going to be indicted. And once that happens and that comes out, who knows what's going to happen. But you know what? You got to get to a point where, you know, you and I have talked about the police state for some time. This is one of those times where you need police forces in place. You can't have people looting, you know, shooting and, you know, doing whatever they do. We need some order here.
Well, sure. I mean, we care about the police officers. We don't like the politicians and the police state. People tend to confuse those. I know you don't. Again, all this federalization, all this militarization, all this training, the welfare society, all of it is coming out of Hollywood, out of D.C., and then the police are on the ground who are being trained to act like this, and then the feds go, look at how horrible your police are, we'll federalize them.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. So we're going to watch this situation unfold. I don't know when they're going to make the announcement. There's talk that they may do it on a Sunday, which is a strange time, of course, but they may do it on some day like that to minimize a crowd. But we'll see what happens. And the interesting phenomenon about all of this, social networking has made demonstrations so much more powerful. I mean, because now you tweet and you get the word out as they did in the Middle East during the Arab Spring a few years ago. And I mean, instantly, you've got people out there, and they got to be careful about it.
And you never know what will cause that chain reaction. George Norrie is our guest. We're getting into the big issues straight ahead. The election, the economy. But first, his take on Ebola. What's really going on with Ebola straight ahead.
We're on the march.